Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, super Zoom this morning. Hey, Eric. Hi, everybody.
Morning,
Welcome to
everybody.
today's show. I'm Kendall, and look who's here.
I can't believe it myself. I can't believe they asked me to come back. I'm Pierre Nugent. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, everybody.
Wait. Specifically, you just got a round of applause from executive producer Jeff.
I see. Now I know I've made it in television. When you know you've made it, you get a hand clap from Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
And another one.
So good. So good.
Pierre, you have been busy.
I've been very busy. Yeah, been jet setting around the country, chasing after Gopher football games and stuff like that. I know it's a rough life I've been living these last couple of weeks.
Fun though.
Fun.
Right?
Got to spend some time down in Scottsdale, Arizona earlier this week. Wasn't as sunny as I would have hoped for. Little overcast. There was rain in the desert, believe it or not.
Is
so.
everybody listening to him
Yeah.
complain about the
Brutal.
weather in Scottsdale?
Brutal weather in
I think it was
Scottsdale.
negative 20 here around that same time. That was the high.
True story. The
Yeah.
moment I touched down in Scottsdale, I said to myself, please, please, please cancel the flight on Wednesday so we have to stick around here for an
I'll
extra
be
couple days.
fine.
The best they could do was an hour delay. But I'm back. Good to be back.
Hey, nice to have you here too.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we have a mutual friend. She's
do.
a little better friend with you. She's like my work buddy, but she's your like big buddy.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should share this news for anyone who doesn't watch Fox 9. You might be confused, but just go with it.
What's her name again?
Jennifer?
Oh, yeah, Jennifer. Oh, right. Yeah, Jennifer McDermott, our weekend meteorologist. We need to start the show with this. Congratulations to her as she has recently become engaged. Congratulations to Jennifer, a very good dear and good friend of mine. Funny enough, she's marrying a guy who I've been friends with for 15 years. Actually, longer than that, 17.
So what you're saying is all of this beauty is
Yes.
actually courtesy of you.
Not only the engagement, the scenery, the water, the majestic nature of the picture,
The
all of
infamous
this.
Split Rock Lighthouse. It's
All of that
you.
is because of me, but mainly, yes, the two individuals in the photo, I did all of that. So you
did.
are welcome.
You're welcome, America.
You are welcome.
Pierre did all of that.
Her now fiance, Giovanni, came to visit me a couple of years ago. We went out to hang out with some friends, and
Yeah.
the two of them met, and the rest is history. How about that? Fireworks. Funny enough, he canceled his flight. The day he was supposed to
remember that.
leave. He canceled his flight
Yes.
to go out with Jennifer, and he went a day later. So.
Because this was before the pandemic. Jennifer and I had
Yes.
desks next to each other, and she would come in towards the end of my shift, and so we'd always have a little and she was telling me about this guy that she'd met and how he had canceled his flight, and
He
I was
did.
like, girl, you just met him and he's canceling a flight
He
for
did.
you?
That's true. He did.
Woo!
Yeah, he's okay. We'll keep him around.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't he work for NASA or something?
Yeah, he does very important NASA work. Yeah, he has his own pilot's license. You know, I don't want to reveal too much about the most interesting man in the world that is Giovanni, but
Yeah.
he's an okay guy. We'll keep him around.
So I wonder what they talk about if they're like, she's talking about the weather and he's talking about space. Like what intellectual conversations that you and I are not allowed to be a part of.
You know they're looking at weather maps on a constant basis, you know, because he's got to get up in his plane. I mean, you got to know what the weather is when you're
Right.
flying. So, I mean, just constant non-chart
Hey,
weather
babe,
charting.
can you just let me know what things are going to be like in Alaska this weekend?
It's
about
very
this flight?
romantic. Very romantic, yeah. Just constantly looking at weather maps all the time, yeah.
Well, we wanted to say congratulations.
Yes, we
Seriously,
do.
sincerely, we love you. Congratulations.
Congratulations
That's
to
really,
the both
really
of you.
exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we do this, Pierre?
Let's do
I know
it.
you've been very busy in the world of sports, but now it's time to gossip.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. Wow, you even remembered a non-existent spoon.
I
I'm
did.
so proud of you.
I do my best.
Does his best. Andy Cohen is making the rounds, apologizing for his drunken behavior on New Year's Eve on the CNN special he hosted with Anderson Cooper. He had had many, many drinks. We saw, I think, two or three that we saw on air. So, and now he's paying for it. On his radio show, he issued a kind of, sort of apology.
The only thing that I regret saying, the only thing is that I slammed the ABC broadcast, and I really like Ryan Seacrest, and he's a great guy, and I really regret saying that. And I was just stupid and drunk and feeling it. And I was continuing the journey rant, and I just kept talking, and I shouldn't have. And I felt bad about that.
Oh, yeah. So when he says the journey rant, so he had been saying that if you were like watching what's on over there, this is fake journey, blah, 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 blah. It was not a great look for him. Anderson Cooper was also a little blasted and was like, okay, we're not going to do this, are we? Are we going to do this right now? To be clear, he did not apologize for his rant against former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. He stuck with that one.
That was the first time I heard that quote unquote apology today. And I hate it when people do this. Like, you know what? Just own it. Don't walk it back. You meant what you said, and own it. Just say he's a terrible mayor in your opinion. Just say it. Just own it.
Stay with it.
Just stick to your guns. I hate it when people walk stuff back like that.
Well, to be clear, he didn't walk that one back.
No, he didn't.
He was
Credit
like,
to Andy. Absolutely. I'm all. You know what? Andy Cohen's got a new fan to me.
well, look at that.
How about
By the
that?
way, he did in that statement later on, if you continue to listen to it, he continues on with how he did feel bad about Ryan Seacrest and he really does like him.
Fine.
But then his sidekick was like, well, I mean, they made it sound way worse than it was. And Andy's like, I mean, that's why I'm saying this, because you all made it sound way worse than it actually was.
That's why we don't drink before we come on the Jason Show.
Are we not doing that? Meanwhile,
that's water.
Stephen Colbert had a little fun at Andy's expense. Andy probably saw this coming.
Usually when someone gets that angry drunk on live TV, they have to go explain their behavior to Andy Cohen. Andy addressed his rant the next day, tweeting, "Good morning. I was a bit overserved last night. Andy, you can't really blame the bartender when you were the bartender. You think we wouldn't notice that you were the one pouring the drinks? We watched what happened live."
I will say I have also blamed the bartender when it's the bar in my basement.
I mean, you can afford a thing like that, obviously. Yes, I know.
Yes,
Making
we're
that big
super
bucks.
wealthy with our down-home basement. Okay, by the way, you're not from here.
I'm not. No, I'm from California.
You're not from here.
I'm not. She's right.
Do they don't have basement bars like around the country. That's just a local thing. Am I right?
I would imagine that they probably have like I think they probably have underground speakeasies maybe. I mean, speakeasies is kind of a trendy, bar,
No, Pierre, I am talking like it's made out of 4x4s in your basement and has Bud Lights on call.
No. I'm sure there's something like that. California's a big state. I hear it has a lot of people in it, so I'm sure somebody has probably thought of something like that. But I personally have never been anything like that in California, no.
Well, don't worry. I'll bring you over to my Minneapolis one.
Finally, this is what I've been plotting for the entire time. At long last, I get an invite to the basement bar at Kendall's house.
Technically called the Buck Bar, if anybody's wondering.
There
All
you
right,
have it.
CNN has already come out with a statement saying that, yes, Andy would be returning to host the broadcast next year because he's hilarious, and now everybody wants to watch next year to see what he says.
I just want to see him get drunk again. I mean, that's the hook. That's the hook to the show now.
It really is.
I mean, I want to see the exact same thing next year. I can't wait to see who he lights up and then pretend apologizes to the next day.
Yeah.
So that's the hook now. I want to see Andy Cohen get hammered on the air every single New Year.
Touché.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Next in the dish. Last night before the Tonight Show returned from winter break, Jimmy Fallon posted on Instagram that he tested positive for COVID a couple of weeks ago. He said he was vaccinated and boosted and only had mild symptoms. NBC put him in the, what you talk about, Willis, isolation room when they got his results back. He has since been cleared to return to work. What is wrong with your earring?
I'm sorry, my earring keeps falling out.
We've lost that earring like 3 times already this morning.
They're really heavy, and the back just keeps falling out. So during all these little breaks when you guys don't see us, I'm over here putting my earring
Yeah,
back
I know.
in.
Not distracting at all. Not distracting at all. Another celeb, though, is opening up about his COVID. Jeff Lewis from Flipping Out, a show that I don't think you really watch.
No,
right?
don't watch
I've
that.
seen from time to time. Revealed he tested positive and thought he was going to die. He said his fever spiked at 104 degrees. Man, that's pretty high. And worst of all, because of the isolation, he was down to just one housekeeper.
Oh, the tragedy.
One housekeeper, Kendall. Jeff said he got the virus 3 days after attending a party, but says the party was so good it was almost worth dying for. What do you think about that? Have you ever been to a party like that? Is that, maybe I got sick from a party, but you know what? It was worth it.
YOLO.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine doing something that's almost worth like knowing you're going to get sick. Wait, we did go to Valley Fair and I did almost get sick for this show.
Oh.
So maybe I have done that.
Oh.
But you were totally cool with this.
I was, you know what? I have no problem with it. If it was a good party, if there was, you get sick.
We don't have
know how long,
children.
you
I mean,
don't
no
have
one's
to-
depending on
Yeah,
us.
I mean, life happens. I'm not gonna walk outside the door and be like, oh no, I'm gonna get sick. I can't do this. I can't go to this party. I'm gonna get sick. Oh my God. No, I'm not gonna do any of that.
That was an Oscar-worthy performance
Thank you.
there. You just saw it right here. Have you, by the way,
Yeah.
sort of on topic, sort of off, have you ever had 104-degree fever?
Yes, I have.
Isn't it just the nastiest thing you've ever dealt with?
The one, and I think you can only get it one time. The one time I had mono, and it was.
No, you can get it twice.
You can get it twice? Well, I hope not to get that twice, that's for sure. That is something I am for sure afraid of getting sick again. No doubt about it. Have you
Would
ever
not
had
go to a
mono?
party for mono.
It is terrible. It is one of the worst experiences you'll ever have. I will not be going to any kind of party whatsoever if I'm at risk of getting mono. No, thank you.
No matter how attractive the women are. And with that,
Well,
we'll be right back.
New year, new Bachelor. Clayton makes his debut as the Bachelor last night.
You hate me?
No, I don't. Producer Ted breaks down the premiere next. Plus, using his life experience to make others laugh. We're talking live to Minnesota comedian and writer John Sabat about his new show, joking about his failed life ambitions. And Oscar contender
At this exact moment, I say we sit tight and assess.
or dud. The star-studded movie Don't Look Up is on Netflix. I watched it. I'll share my thoughts today on The Jason Show.
I have a very specific palate.
What's your palate?
He's 100% too nice for me.
You're joking.
Well, at least you got time.
It was a catastrophe. I can't be with America's sweetheart.
Wait, what?
All the other women here are looking for marriage at the end of this, and we're really excited to be here to date Clayton.
Claire, can I speak with you outside?
Yes. Hopefully, Clayton realizes Claire should go home.
I'm hearing
Things.
things, yes, about what you're saying to other girls in the house.
Yeah.
Saying that you hate me.
No, I don't hate you. I feel like we just haven't clicked.
By the way, that girl is nutters. And with that, the new season of The Bachelor kicked off last night. It didn't take too long. Don't worry, we'll get there, Pierre, for things to spiral out of control.
Man, oh man. 30 very lucky ladies, 29 maybe, got to meet America's new Bachelor last night. His name is Clayton, not Clayton. He's a former football player from Missouri, and most of the women liked what they saw, and that means, once again, it's time for America Loves Ted! There he is! Producer Ted Johnson joins us now from the Bachelor Nation headquarters. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
I'm still trying to process what I just witnessed.
Yeah, that was Claire, and she drove up in a giant Mack truck and ran over a little truck.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, that was her. She nutters. What's her deal?
Yeah. So Claire, okay, I gotta preface this with, I got a text message. So she went on, so she took him outside, and they did a little bags. Yeah, bags. That's what they.
Oh, cornhole
And
bags?
they
Okay, there you go.
And they did and she gave him some chicken wings. And I get a text message from Know It All Nick, and Know It All Nick is like, "Ooh, I kind of like this chick," and I'm like, "This girl? You like her?" So then the things just spiral out of control. A girl jumps in, and she doesn't like that, and so now she's going around the house telling everyone that she hates the guy. Well, she probably had a lot of drinks, and so then he sent her home.
I got to admit, cornhole and chicken wings, actually, that's check mark number 1 and 2 for me. I don't know. I might have been hooked by this girl myself.
Look at these, the sticky fingers and the bags. I don't know. Did
mean-
she go home?
She got sent home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's not putting up with the haters this year. He's serious about this.
Good for Clayton. But Ted, there was drama before the night even began. Is that right?
Unprecedented. We have never seen anything like this before. Okay, so I got to set the scene here. We got Sally. Sally, she's from the South or something. I don't know. And she, believe it or not, just like last night was supposed to be her wedding day, but they broke up. So she decided, here's the best way to get over my relationship. I'm going to go on The Bachelor the night that I'm supposed to be getting married.
What?
So she's having second thoughts about this. And she then says, I need to beat Clayton before I leave. Well, she broke all the rules. Take a look.
Hey.
Clayton?
How's it going? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sally.
Sally?
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on in.
I just kept looking at the clock and, thinking like this is when I should be walking down the aisle. This is when I should be having my first dance. And I thought I was ready to do something like this, and I don't know if my heart is ready.
Truthfully, like us talking, there's definitely chemistry. It really makes me feel like there could be something special. And so I really, really want you here.
Thank you.
So much so that I want to prove that.
Okay.
And so,
Stop.
Sally,
Stop. Don't even do it.
will you accept this rose?
What?
Look at her face.
I was so annoyed by that whole thing. I was like, do not. He did.
If the girl is pulling out the tears before you're even supposed to meet her, red flag.
Red
Huge
flag.
red flag.
Wave it. Wave it.
And she's like, the best part of this is she's talking about how she's going to be like going down the aisle. This is the first dance. And he goes, I'm really feeling the connection with you right now. What part of that makes you guys connect?
I'm nervous for this season, Ted. I'm nervous.
Shockingly, she turned down the rose and left.
Bye. No, she did. She was like, bye.
You know what? I was, because I'm going to be back next week, I was contemplating watching The Bachelor just so I can do like a little prep work. I've never seen an episode of the show, but now I don't want to anymore because now you're getting a real-time reaction from me listening to producer Ted give the recap because I'm shocked.
Did you say you've never, ever seen an episode
Never
of
seen
this
an episode of the show The Bachelor.
Ted.
Wow. Blasphemy.
Laura? Floor director Laura hasn't either? Okay, we got to get to, who's the first impression, Rose, while I take a minute to digest the fact that y'all have never seen the show.
It gets better. Teddy got the first impression, Rose. And what is Teddy's claim to fame this year? Yes, of course. Teddy is the virgin.
Oh. Well then.
But Teddy says she's 25. She made the decision very young, so she doesn't know if she's going to stick with it.
Well,
It's national TV. Might as well. Just pop the cherry.
Ted, what are your impressions of Jesse Palmer so far?
I like Jesse Palmer, when he does football and stuff. I like him in this role. Here's the problem. Which one is Jesse Palmer and which one's Clayton?
That's a good question.
My gosh, they did like the same hair.
Do you know, Ted, that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV when he recognizes something? I swear to you, Jeff just did the exact same thing. He pointed, like, look, it's the same person. It's the same person on TV.
It really is.
Two of them.
It's like watching a soap opera where they have the evil twin come back from the dead or something.
Right.
That's what it looks like.
And like on the old TV, when they would have like the person face each other and it was like, they were so clearly like just put up against each other like through editing purposes.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And it looked like they were just like shooting over the shoulder to make it look like the other person wasn't there.
Who's going to make out with the host first? Which one of the girls thinking that it's...
He's a happily married man.
I know, but who's going to try? Who's going to try to make out with the host first? That was a Chris
Sally.
Harrison joke, wasn't it, by the way? I said what you did there, Ted. Okay, sorry, Ted. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
takes
Ted.
On Bachelor Nation. I can't believe you've never watched an episode.
I have not. Maybe next week. Just for prep work, though.
Probably not.
All right, next in the dish, Jim Carrey is a big fan of The Weeknd, the music artist that is, and he was actually featured on the teaser for the new album, Dawn FM. Take a look.
You are now listening to 103.5 Dawn FM. You've been in the dark for way too long. It's time to walk into the light and accept your fate with open arms.
Now that's Jim's voice at the end you heard there. He tweeted that he listened to the new album with The Weeknd. He said it was deep, elegant, and danced around the room. The new album drops on January 7th. And you were just saying he just came out with an album.
I know. Well, I was looking at it and I was like, I feel like he just did the Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah, he came out with an album in 2020.
Not even a year ago was the Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay, one thing that I did notice when I was watching this too, you remember on his last album, he made a lot of headlines with people who didn't even know who he was.
Right.
Because he had that kind of beat up
Yeah,
look.
yes.
And all of his images and all of his social media pages were that. This time it's an aged version of himself.
Always reinventing himself, The Weeknd.
What does it mean?
Can't wait to listen to the new album. I love The Weeknd. He's great.
I do too. I think a lot of people do. And if you're at home going, who's The Weeknd? Yeah, I've heard one of his songs.
You
Don't
definitely,
worry about it.
no doubt about it.
Don't worry about it. If you're like, who's Jim Carrey? Just watch a different show. I don't know how to help you.
Make
at that
Ace
point.
Ventura 3 already.
Hello. Next to the dish. Ooh, this has got me heated. Tristan Thompson is coming clean about his failings, I would say so, with the mother of one of his kids, Khloe Kardashian. Now, there had been rumors he cheated on Khloe while she was pregnant and several other times. On the gram, he revealed he fathered a child with another woman, who, by the way, has been saying for a while that it was his baby. Well, he apologized to Khloe, saying she didn't deserve the heartache and humiliation, and said his actions don't line up with the way he feels about her. Okay.
She mad.
Put me on my high horse, because I'm here.
She mad.
Khloe has put up with this clown for so long now. They met, they dated, they were in love. It was great. She had her baby 2 days after cheating allegations came out about him. And like, there was video, okay? And she still let him in the room because she said, you know, whatever he did to me, he did not need to take this moment away from him or their baby girl, True. She has taken the high horse so many times with this man. He tried and tried to get her back. She finally let him in, and look what he did. Look what he did.
She mad. You know, Tristan Thompson plays for my favorite basketball team.
I don't care,
Sacramento
Pierre.
Kings, so, you know.
Drop it.
Just as long as he helps them win, I guess.
Next in the dish. The new season of Emily in Paris is causing a bit of an international controversy. Bet you thought you'd never hear that. The second season recently dropped on Netflix, and a foreign dignitary is mad, girl. That's Ukraine's culture minister. He's taking issue with the way the show portrays a Ukrainian woman. Her name is Petra. That's her. When she and Emily go shopping, she convinces Emily to leave the store without paying. Now, the culture minister called the character of Ukrainian women unacceptable and offensive. The first season of Emily in Paris, you might remember, angered some French people for the way it leaned into some cultural stereotypes about French people, like a lot of them. Netflix has not responded. People talk all they want about this show, but people just keep watching it like, I don't know, me.
Is this going to be a theme for the show now? With every season, we're going to offend some sort of culture around the world? Is that just a continuing, ongoing theme? And next year, maybe it's Sweden, for example.
Well, a few of the Brits are also a little offended by Emily's new love interest and how he's portrayed too. So she's just offending everybody, but she looks real cute while she's doing it.
I don't understand. Okay, I don't watch it. Do you watch the show?
Yes.
Okay, I don't watch the show, so I don't really. I mean, how are you going to get it right every single time? You know.
Well, it's a comedy, and there's a little bit of satire involved.
Doesn't sound like the Europeans are laughing.
Well, they don't laugh about anything.
Well, you see the stereotype she's doing right now? You Euros, I think you're hilarious.
I really love you people. You have great bread. You have great wine.
It is
like
true.
your lunch breaks. C'est la vie. Art, it's beautiful. But you need to learn how to laugh a little bit. I mean, come on, it's not that big of a deal. She also makes fun of the way we are as Americans. It's good, it's fine.
As we were talking about in the pre-show meeting, what did we say, Jeff?
As we were talking about,
the Ukrainians have bigger issues to worry about right now? Just take a look across the border.
I think that was courtesy of our editor, Rob.
Hey, thank you,
Rob.
Rob.
Touché.
We credit jokes around here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. We have more, don't we?
So much more.
So much more. When we come back, we're going to be talking with a local comedian, getting an inside look on his show coming up here in the Twin Cities. Stay with us.
Oh, this next guest got us talking. Yep, he doesn't even know why.
He will soon.
He will soon. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Our next guest grew up a Timberwolves fan and dreamed of playing in the NBA, but he didn't have the height or the talent to make it work. Those are his words, not mine.
Instead, he became a comedian. Please welcome to the show, John Savage. Good morning, John. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
John, it has been a pleasure to have you. I heard just a moment ago, because this is something I think a lot of us men can relate to.
Sure.
You wanted to play in the NBA. That is exactly what I wanted to do with my life, and yet I ended up on this couch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who didn't growing up watching Kevin Garnett, watching the Wolves, watching the NBA? It seemed like the dream gig, in my opinion. Unfortunately, things didn't work out as planned.
I do want to know, did you want to be KG? Was this the Cassell era, the Sprewell KG era? Because, I mean, that was, I think I wanted to play for the Timberwolves as well during that time.
Yeah, exactly. That was, I mean, I remember, and this is kind of what the show is about. I remember being a kid and begging my parents to let me stay up the extra few minutes to watch the Wolves games, and being in my basement with the Little Tykes basketball hoop and practicing my shooting. So, looking back, I don't think I would have been maybe KG. I would have been maybe like more of a Wally Zerbiak, posted up in the corner, waiting them to get me the ball so I can shoot it,
Just waiting for the ball.
Hey, no, Wally Zerbiak was a heck of a player back in his day. That's no doubt a very good choice. And John, the show, it kind of touches on going after your dreams, doesn't it? And like staying true to your dreams and going for it no matter what, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe I should get in a better headspace here so I can talk about it.
Yes, fantastic.
Yes, touche.
Well, you never know if any coaches out there are watching. I always stay ready.
Dream never dies, John.
Exactly. But no, that's exactly right. I mean, on its face, it's really a show about following your dreams and about really going after what you want. But when you dig a little deeper, it's also about navigating those dreams when you maybe grow up a little bit and you become an adult and you realize, hey, maybe this was a little ambitious. Maybe this is out of reach. Maybe there are other things out there that I didn't even know about that, suit my skills and passions better. And how can I navigate and grapple with that? So, it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to provide some laughter during the winter, but hopefully there's some takeaways for everyone there too. And a lot of great, cute pics of me playing basketball from when I was a kid.
Yes.
Gotta love the throwbacks. Okay, you're being a little humble now, and you're talking about, okay, yeah, I didn't make it in the NBA. You gotta kind of give up on the dream, but you've done some pretty big things. You've been featured in this list I have: the Washington Post, Funny or Die, MTV News, more. Once you figured out that, hey, this path isn't gonna happen for me, but this is the trajectory I wanna go on, you saw a lot of success. I mean, what has that been like for you to see that there was a whole different world out there that you didn't even know existed and that you're actually really good at it?
Yeah, totally. Well, first of all, appreciate the kind words. When I was looking back on it, one of the reasons I might have wanted to play basketball and the reason I gravitated toward team sports like that when I was younger was because I love connection and I love working with people. I love working toward something, working toward a goal. And I kind of realized that is what I can do with comedy and writing. It might look a little different. It might involve less sweating, thankfully, and less physical exercise. But at the end of the day, that's really what I want to do is, create a space where I can make people laugh, make people reflect, where we can all kind of join in something together and have an experience. And, it might not be basketball, but it's certainly a passion of mine now and something that I love doing.
And John, I was told that, you intend to use your Jewish background to kind of provide an atmosphere of anti-Semitism as well, and speak on that a little bit. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, a lot of my shows, I obviously, they say to talk about what you know and talk about your personal experiences. And for me, being Jewish is definitely a thread that goes throughout everything I do in my whole life. And so, whether it's intentional or not, it always kind of makes my way into my work. And a few years ago, I did a kind of long form show similar to this about my experience with anti-Semitism. And obviously that's something that is still going on. There's a lot of hate out there today. And so I do bring in kind of my personal experiences and help other people understand. And so this show might be a little lighter, but certainly there will be references to my Jewish background in it because I did the research and less than 1% of NBA players are Jewish. So maybe I can change that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said a moment ago, the dream does not die yet, John.
Never.
I mean, you've got a lot of years left in you, and I think this can definitely happen, 100%.
Hey, I do want to ask you one thing before we go. I've heard before that when you get like the joke and people are laughing, it's the best high ever. Not to put you on the spot, but you got a good one for us?
Wow.
This is tough for me. Let's see. Well, one of my go-tos is, did you hear about the fire at the circus?
No.
It was intense.
Ah!
I love that joke.
I got it.
It's a laugh track of it.
That honestly
expect
took
more
me-
of that. You could buy tickets and expect more of that at the show. Just great spot on jokes like that.
I don't know if it's because I'm on no sleep, but that did take me a quick second in my brain to get it. It was like, I got it, but I got it. I was too busy dreaming of playing in the NBA too, so I can relate to John.
True story.
John, we thank you so much for joining us this morning. We can't wait to see the show. Best of luck, and you know, have a great show when you get out here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, that's John Savitt. Catch him January 13th at the Phoenix Theater. For tickets to the show, go to phoenixtheater.org. Find him online, johnsavitwrites.com. We'll be right back.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Make it a good day, y'all.
I wish I could get my own band to like intro whenever we do the sportscast at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night.
Guess you'll just have to talk to some people
I
about
guess so.
that.
Oh, don't you
the
worry, I
house is
will.
ours. Find your own.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We'll get our own band. That's fine. Yeah.
Everybody, the world is ending.
Oh, no.
Cut to break. Just kidding. That's essentially the plot of the new Netflix movie, Don't Look Up. It's a cast filled with A-listers, and before I give you my recap, here's a little look at the trailer.
This isn't really happening.
I hear there's something you don't like the looks of.
We discovered a very large comet.
Oh, good for you. It's headed directly towards Earth.
This comet is what we call a planet killer.
At this exact moment, I say we sit tight and assess.
Sit tight and assess?
Sit tight.
And then assess. The sit tight part comes first, then you gotta digest it. That's the assessment period.
This is the worst news in the history of humanity. He just blew us off.
What are we gonna do? We have to release the information.
So we just leak it.
Our guests today have made a pretty big discovery in space.
How big is this thing, though? Like, can it destroy my ex-wife's house? Is that possible?
There's a 100% chance that we're all going to die.
Hey.
Well, the handsome astronomer can come back anytime, but the yelling lady, not so much.
Not so much.
Yelling lady is not so much here. Okay, you saw a lot of them right there in that little clip. The movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, Tyler Perry, even Ariana Grande makes an appearance, and actually it's a pretty big part. It follows, so Leo and J-Law's characters, they discover a comet coming for Earth. Technically, Jennifer Lawrence plays a woman who's a student of Leonardo DiCaprio's who sees it, he confirms it, blah, blah, blah. If this comet hits, it could wipe out all of mankind. You heard them call it an Earth killer. The two struggle to inform the world about the ramifications of it. That is the basic plot point. So they discover it. They go right away to the right people,
Right.
who then are like, we got to go to the White House. So at first you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of a dramedy, maybe? I don't know.
You saw the movie.
Yeah, as soon as they get to the White House, which is Meryl Streep is the president and her son / chief of staff is Jonah Hill, you realize, oh, this is a total satire because of the way things slowly get handled. They completely blow it off because she's very focused on her Supreme Court nominee who happens to have formerly been in a naughty movie. It's like, I mean, something that would never happen but plays off of what could happen.
It's supposed to be a satirical take on, climate change.
Right.
That's really
and
what
how
it's
we
all about.
can't
Yeah.
pay attention to anything in our lives. So
Right.
they go to the media. This is a little bit more of some of the different hot takes and plans that they have for this comment. They go to the media, try to talk to them on the #1 morning show, that's where you see Tyler Perry and Cate Blanchett, who also just try to make humor out of everything until Jennifer Lawrence's character, as you saw, storms off and is like, "We're all gonna die!"
Wait, but we need the verdict. Did you like the movie?
So, here's
Okay,
the deal. I
here
have
we go.
read reviews that go both directions. I actually, very oddly, I didn't realize this was completely about a sort of a satirical
Right.
take on how we view climate change. I should have known with Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Of course, yes.
However, I watched it and I was like, is this a take on the pandemic?
Oh,
What is this? So,
that'd be a fast turnaround.
right, when you go into it not knowing exactly what it's about, you can kind of take it multiple directions, but the key of it being that we just don't take anything seriously these days.
Yeah.
I liked the movie.
Okay.
I'm not going to give away the ending at all. There are so many different funny, okay.
I was about to say, I think you already gave away the ending. You said we're all going to die.
That's what she said.
Oh.
But I thought it was worth watching. I
Okay.
did. I really did like it. I enjoyed it. If you like a satire, if you don't like satirical comedy, dramedy, any of that, don't watch it. But so many good stars, and Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence are both, I thought, really good in it.
I'm on the fence about watching it. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, is phenomenal. He is hands down my
They're funny.
second favorite actor in Hollywood is Leonardo DiCaprio, right behind, a distant second behind Will Ferrell.
Okay. Well,
Distant
Jonah Hill is
second.
hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Hilarious.
like him too.
I
like
like
him
it. Check it out. It's on Netflix.
There you have it. Don't Look Up or something like that. Whatever. We'll be
Don't
right
Look
back.
Well, we all know that Jeff Bezos had a great New Year's because here's a photo that went viral of him ringing in the new year with his girlfriend. Look at that. Genuine question, is that a shirt or a tattoo?
Nice.
It looks like Mr. Clean's Tinder profile.
Yeah.
It looks like Patrick Stewart got cast in Entourage. Look at that. Look at it. It looks like a generic Pitbull costume. That, like, on the packet would be called something generic, like sort of Miami Dance Man.
James Corden returning to his show last night, poking fun at Jeff Bezos and his New Year's outfit. At first, I thought that it was a tattoo as well.
No, you didn't.
You
You
think
think it was at least like a mesh shirt?
I mean, it looked like it was on there.
He is feeling himself lately.
Hey.
He's been like,
I hear he's got some cash to burn.
literally could burn it.
Yeah.
Still be richer than all of us.
Yeah, please give it to me before you do that, though.
Please.
Welcome back, everybody. Last night, Corden also paid tribute to the late Betty White.
She was a frequent guest on his show, and he told a story about something Betty did before his show premiered when he said he didn't expect the show to last long.
I think I said in the interview, there's no chance you're going to see me driving down Sunset Boulevard in a Porsche in 3 years' time. And Betty told me before the show that she had read this interview. And she said to me, this show is going to be an absolute hit. And she gave me this, which was this Porsche that says, to James, love from Betty White. And she said, you can have this one until you buy your own and drive it down Sunset Boulevard, because I absolutely believe you're going to make a real success of this. I haven't bought a Porsche because I don't think I will ever be able to buy a Porsche that will mean more to me than this one that she gave me that day. We were so...
That was really nice. That was really nice.
James also showed highlights from Betty's many appearances on the show. I mean, just the more you hear about her, you watch
She's
the
a legend.
CBS Sunday Morning on it, and
Yep.
everyone's like, there's nothing bad to say about her, you
No.
know? She's just...
Absolute legend. You know, Golden Girls back in the day. You remember peeking in on that from time to time. You know, some of the shows, Mary Tyler Moore show, I believe she was on as well. Just an absolute comedic genius and a beloved figure throughout not just Hollywood, really at the world. I mean, everybody knows who Betty White is, and She'll be dearly missed, that is for sure.
So sweet.
Yesterday on the show, Stephanie Hansen joined us to talk about dry January, going booze-free for the entire month.
You ever thought about it?
Nope.
Well, there it is. She was also ready to show us how to mix a few of her favorite mocktails using locally made ingredients. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to mix it up, aka we forgot to tell her she only had one segment, but she recorded it for us to show you now.
Hi, it's Stephanie's Dish at stephaniesdish.com, and I am doing a dry January. And the secret to dry January is to have friends that do it with you, but also to have great refreshing mocktails. This is from Muddle and Mint. This is a local company. It's a green tea mint that I'm gonna use to make a Mocktail Moscow Mint Mule. So I've got my copper cup here. I'm just gonna not show the Tito's side since we're not doing alcohol. I'm gonna put a little ice in here. I am going to go ahead and shake this up, and I'm gonna have a 3/4 glass with this syrup. It's a sweet syrup. It's mint forward and also has a base of green tea. So it's got a delicious complex flavor. I'm gonna use 2 of those. And then I'm gonna add ginger beer. Now this ginger beer that I happen to have is a bubbly flavored ginger water, but you can use ginger beer too. Either will be great. And I just happen to have this ginger water. So I've got 2 of those. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 1/3. That way we fill it up. I'm gonna have a little bit of mint in there. And the secret to mint, you guys, when you use it, is to rub it in your hands because you wanna release the oils before you put it in your drink. Oh, it smells so good. And fresh herbs really help make your mocktails delicious. They just make it feel like you're in a bar, which is kind of fun. So we've got our mint, we've got our copper glass, and we have our Muddle and Mint mocktail. You can find all these recipes at stephaniesdish.com. Happy dry January.
Thank you so much for Stephanie. The reason why you asked me what I do, I think you picked the wrong month for a dry. It's 4 degrees outside. I have to drink to stay warm. So, I mean, maybe this is like a better thing to do in May, perhaps. Something like that.
This is true. It's my birthday in January.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I've
that'd be
never
tough.
done a dry January because, hello, I celebrate all month. I have a wine glass that says Kendall's birthday on it. So, yeah, I would agree. I thought about February.
Yeah,
It's the
it's still
shortest
cold.
month of
Still
the
too
year.
cold for me. Still. Oh
But
well,
it's
that's
the
a good point.
shortest.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
But then I want.
Once again, Stephanie's recipes are on our website, stephaniesdish.com. We also posted her segments on our Facebook page, Jason Show TV. Back with more right after this.
It's time for your favorite segment of the day. Or second favorite. It's the world's shortest segment. Did you blank?
I did. I missed it.
Sorry. Today, the ultimate college degree straight out of France.
A university is offering a master's degree in drinking, eating, and living. You heard me right. The school says the course is important to preserve France's place as a treasured culinary destination, and they are doing more than just eating wine and cheese. Classes will include subjects like food tech, labor, and culture. What? What?
I want to go.
Well,
Why
I
are
know-
you making fun? I want to be there.
I know people would want to take this class. I understand why you'd want to.
I
but
want a degree. I want that degree.
Never too late.
Big dreams, everybody.
Never
we'll be
too
right
late.
Back. Did you know
Yeah.
that wine country is dying? Don't
Dying?
look up. Okay. here's
Wine
the deal.
countries.
Welcome back. You all know what time it is. You might not,
I'm unfamiliar.
but it's time for the surprise goodbye.
Is this the part where I read?
This is the part where
Got
you
it.
read.
Okay. Kendall and I are in the dark about what the producers have put in this segment. Today, we finally know when the newest roller coaster in Orlando will open, featuring some of the craziest stunts you've ever seen. Watch. I'm 100% doing this. I cannot wait to do this. I love roller coasters. Look at your face. You don't look like you want any part of this.
I would not feel well Just put it that way.
I want to do this. Can we do like a group chat, Jeff? Sure.
You have to keep reading the story, Pierre.
Oh, okay. That's the Icebreaker roller coaster opening. Sorry, I was excited. February 18th at SeaWorld Orlando. The ride features 4 launch points that go forward and backward. It also has the steepest beyond vertical drop in Florida. How about that?
And I'm out. Tomorrow on the show, I'm suiting up to go snowboarding, much more my style. See what happens when I join an adult snowboarding class. See if I can shred with the best of them.
I can't wait to see that.
Hey.
Looking forward to seeing that tomorrow on The Jason Show. Bye. Bye.